Hi guys, welcome back to the Daily Dreamer. My apologies on not being able to get you a video out last week, but my attention took me elsewhere. Want to know where? Let me tell you where. It took me to the grueling last parts of me editing my book for Johnny Rocket. But it finally is out there now. It is done. So my attention can now come back to here. But Johnny Rocket's story, the second in the series, if you want to know the first one, I just happen to have it here. It's Fishing Off the Moon is Fun. Yes, both of them. Johnny Rocket's story. So you guys should go check them out if you want a light, whimsical read. Kid-friendly, by the way. Something to just, I don't know, make your days a bit more positive. But anyways, let's move on because we have a lot to discuss. All right, so that's where my attention has been taking me. I have been having some crazy dreams. Now, okay, guys, do you realize that we are in the 11th hour of an end to a decade? I mean, think about that. An end to a decade, a completion. So that's exciting, right? So check this out. 11/11, by the way, guys, the energy portal today. I hope you're feeling the energy. I am starting to, and I'm super excited about it because check this out. The dreams that I have been having, I have been a bit bothered by them because it's stuff that this whole past week, the person that keeps popping up in this dream is someone that I have dealt with a long time ago and thought that things have been, gone. But apparently, subconsciously, they are not. So this person keeps popping up in my dreams, and it's rather annoying. And so, what do you think about that? Okay, so you go into a meditative state, and you're obviously the one thing on your mind is dealing with this. And what comes up for me is completion. It's a cleansing, it's a purging of things that we have been holding on to for the longest time, that are no longer serving us. That's what this year was meant to be about. It's a completion of who we were, not who we are. It is a completion of ideas, beliefs, and all of that are no longer serving us. We are ending a decade, folks, which means we need to end this decade with shedding all of the victim mentality, the negative, the woes, the cycle that we are currently finding ourselves in. There is something in our karmic patterns that keep coming to the forefront. All right, it keeps popping up, and we find ourselves in the same cycle over and over. What is your issue? What keeps coming up for you that keeps causing you pain? Mentally, physically. Right now, the energy portal is trying to tell you it needs to be dealt with. It's time. This is the time to shed and let it go. And it's moving right now. Mercury in retrograde is moving into the Scorpio. And Scorpio always means a deeper vision for us. All right? So it's basically trying to tell you that it's going to show you your blind spot into your karmic pattern that you either choose to keep ignoring or you just won't acknowledge because you don't know. Well, Scorpio is here to remind you, folks. This is your blind spot. Guess what? You've got some karmic issues that keep popping up. Here they are. Okay? But while it's here to remind us what the blind spot is and what we're not seeing, it also wants you to understand that it has an influx of energy to be able to support you in being able to find that closure, to finally let it go. So this portal energy has the energies to be able to sustain what it is you need to find your answer, to finally say goodbye to that issue that keeps popping up. So welcome the energy of Scorpio, folks, 11/11. Because while it has the answers for you, because they do have remedies, and Scorpio has the energy to be able to sustain you in finding your answer, and it also will give you the answer. But in order for you to get that answer, you have to be willing to do your part. You have to be willing to sit with yourself for 5 minutes to be able to hear the answer. Now keep in mind that while the universe, while Scorpio is trying to give you the answer and the closure that you need for whatever karmic pattern keeps popping up, understand it may not be the answer you want to hear. Understand that it may not be the path you want to have to take to finally find that closure, because it may be very gruesome or very ugly or very just depressing and hard emotionally. But the universe is trying to tell you that it's taking you that way for a reason. It may not be what you want, but it's because it's the better way. And we always like better ways, even though they may be harder. So folks, sit for just 5 minutes. Figure out what keeps popping up for you right now. It's the same cycle. What do you see on a daily basis that keeps showing its ugly head? That's what you got to sit with. All right? All right, guys, I'm not going to make this any more deeper than it needs to be, but understand that right now we are at the 11th hour of the end of a decade. How are you going to move forward? Are you going to move forward in a higher vibrational mode? Are you going to allow yourself the ability to live the life that you know that you've always deserved, filled with one of abundance and love? Well, folks, in order for that to happen, you have to be able to understand what's here. Give gratitude, small things of gratitude back to the universe. I mean, that starts, turning things around. When you recognize the issue that keeps popping up for you in your karmic cycle, start by going into a room and just shouting out whatever issue it is. Just start shouting it out. Be angry at it. I mean, if you find yourself feeling these emotions, rage, anger, jealousy, resentment, depression, it's that karmic cycle that is trying to rear its head to tell you it wants to be done. So it's time to let it go. So go in that room, close the door, and yell it, scream it, cry, laugh, do whatever you have to do to get that blood going so that you can finally take charge and move forward, because we are entering a new decade with higher vibrations, higher energies. You won't be able to sustain yourself, folks. And in a world of choices, why on earth would you ever choose to be in a negative vibrational lower mode? People that are of higher energies are not going to be able to come down there to help you out either. So you got to make a choice. We either finally take control and stop with the victim mentality and take charge and be done with old ways, old thoughts, old beliefs, old ideals that are no longer serving us, and we move forward, or we just stay in the same karmic cycle. I don't know, but until next stream, guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me and sharing a dream and some thoughts. And until next time, many blessings to you and sweet dreams.